down Bourbon Street for $69. And see, for me, I love Bourbon Street. I go every year. That's all I saw was Bourbon Street. So I jumped right in because of that. And since then, I've been on so many vacations. It's been a blessing to my house. I've hit the level of director. And I've also introduced it to my daughter, who is at the level of senior rep. So this has been a blessing to me and my family. So I want to welcome you guys to the call tonight. I will be hosting the call, but I will not be the one that will be bringing forth the information to you guys today. We actually have a guest speaker that is going to be here. I'll introduce him in a minute. But first, I want to talk to you guys about a few things. Hold one moment. Let me get that up. The first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is training. We're going to talk about training, you guys. Training is very important. See, when I first got in this club, I actually went to training 2 weeks after getting started. I went to the View. So we have a training coming up, which is actually called boot camp. And boot camp is the weekend of July 24th through 26th. And since the actual physical training was canceled in Dallas that we all were excited for, it's still going to happen virtually. And we are going to be, as a team, we're going to be going to Washington, D.C. to experience training together as a team. So that is out there for everyone to come and join us. Book your flights now, book your hotels, get with your upline to get the information about the hotels. We also have trainings, you guys. I want to let you know, we have trainings every single Saturday. So you can always plug into something with your business. We have trainings every Saturday where we have IMD Darren Walker at 10. We have a training at 11 o'clock. We have the Firehouse, Miss Pam Pacheco. She's giving fast start every Saturday. I actually plug in every Saturday just to stay around the fire. You guys should too. Get your teams on, no matter how long you've been in, how long your teams have been in, new people, old people, get them on these trainings, okay? 12 o'clock, we have the newest IMD, David Helvelson, who's going to bringing forth the training to us as well. So every Saturday, plug your teams to those training. Make sure you guys get in on those training, okay? We also have a book club. See, you have to grow, and only way to grow is to constantly learn, okay? So we have a team book club where actually tomorrow at 6 o'clock, you can plug in. They read different books. They discuss the books. You can learn something from those books. So plug into that actual team book club tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So I am going to go ahead and get this call started, y'all. I'm a little excited. This is last minute for me, but I'm really excited and always excited and happy to be the one to bring forth some information to you guys. So I'm going to introduce you guys to our guest speaker. This guest speaker we have here today, I'm really excited to meet. I'm excited to hear the jewels that he's going to drop. I'm excited to hear how he's building in his country. I'm just excited to meet the speaker, okay? His name is Mr. Duey Saxton, okay? He is actually 27 years old, a marketing director who is from Pennsylvania, you guys. Since he's been in this, Duey has had over 400 people join his team, 5 different countries. 400 people. So whatever Mr. Duey has to say, we need to plug in, listen, take notes, get your notebooks. I'm excited to meet him. So the next voice you're going to hear is Mr. Duey. If you are on the call, did you make the call, Mr. Duey Saxton?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me. Is it Tari?
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let you have the floor because, you know, I'm excited to hear how you are growing these teams in these different countries. 400 people, that is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and let you just introduce yourself to the team. I'm not going to steal your thunder because I wanted to go through your whole profile and just tell them everything, but I'm going to let you handle that, okay?
We tell them everything?
Tell them everything. We need all the jewels from you, Mr. Duey. Yes, we do, okay? That's what we need.
All right, well, first and foremost, let me just say thank you so much for having me on the call. And you know, every time I speak on a call like this, I always like to start and by saying that God, I'm a general, God, I'm a boss, God, I'm a Dan. I'm Jamaican, so I might chip in and out with a Jamaican accent and patois every now and then. Please don't hold it against me. I'm trying to shake it, but I can't seem to. What I mean by that is God is the only reason why I'm on this call right now. So I love to just give him credit right off the bat whenever I'm on one of these calls. Every time I actually come on one of these calls, I always pray and ask that he just guide my words and help me to at least impact somebody in a positive way. So I know he's going to come through. Also, I want to say Ketchup. That's my team. If you read John Maxwell's The Laws of Teamwork, it says one is not a big enough number to have significance. it takes a team. And the second reason why I'm here on this call right now is because of my team. So I definitely bless them up just the same. Now, I just want to say, Hadiatu, I love you. Thank you so much for inviting me on the call. This lady right here, oh my goodness, she is one of the most selfless people I have ever met. So it's absolutely an honor and a privilege just to be able to assist in any way, shape, or form. Hadiatu is somewhere that she's not only helped my team when she doesn't earn a dime from helping us, but she's come to her country and just to help her country. So on behalf of Jamaica, on behalf of my team, on behalf of the Caribbean, I just want to say, Hadiatu, thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you for who you are. And we all appreciate you more than you know. All right. So, guys, my name is Duey Saxton. Like Kari said, I am from Sab Lamar, Jamaica. You know what? My World Ventures journey, I like to tell people that it actually started long before World Ventures. It started in school. I was someone you call, they called me a nerd. I was one of the bright kids, if you will. They said I read the whole chemistry book. I didn't, but that was a rumor in school. But I was the kid that I didn't have to study for exams. I could look at the book the day before and I'd ace the test the next day. That's just how I've always been. And my parents used to always say that I was going to be a doctor. And because my parents said that I was going to be a doctor, I said I was going to be a doctor. But the reality of the situation was like, I didn't want to be a doctor. I can't look at somebody in pain. If I look at somebody in pain, I feel like I'm in pain. So that wouldn't have been a good field for me to work in. And the lesson I learned from that is, so your goal for you is okay. The vision that you have for yourself is okay. It doesn't matter what Hadiata thinks you should want to do. It doesn't matter what I think you should want to do. Whatever goals God put in your spirit and your heart, that's what you should go of, and it's okay to do that. So I remember I came to the United States when I was 19 years old, and the reason I came was because my mother, she could not afford to finish paying for school. So I came here with the intention that I was eventually going to go back to school and things like that. It didn't work out like that. And working for a family business, and I got a job at a bank. And that was my first real job, if you will, in the United States. And I learned two things real quickly at that job. I learned that I was pretty good with people. I was one of the top salespeople at that bank. And also I learned that I didn't want to work for anybody. I didn't like working for people. I didn't like people telling me what to do. But I remember working at that bank, and I was invited to a meeting. A friend of mine invited me to a meeting, and I went to the meeting, and this guy was in front of the room, and he's doing like it wasn't a PowerPoint. He had some boards, and he was talking about selling this product, and you get people to come, and when they do, you earn their override over what they did. And I was excited, like, yo, this is incredible. And I jumped in, and that was the first time I was introduced to network marketing. I was 20 years old. I actually hit director in that company, but the main thing that company did for me, it got me on the path of personal development. So I read Think and Grow Rich when I was 20 years old. I read How to Win Friends and Influence People. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I read my first year in network marketing. And you know what? It was great. It was great getting me on that path. But I also learned the importance of going to events, because at that company, I used to go to the events as well. But you know what? I didn't follow the golden rules of network marketing. Pay attention, stay excited, and quit, because obviously I'm not there anymore. But you know, the things I learned from that, I went into music after that, and I did pretty well in music, just applying the things I learned from that first company. But fast forward to, I think it was 2014, Wadria Taylor, who is a senior up on my team, she was in Jamaica, and somebody on the beach mentioned World Ventures to her. I remember she came back to Pittsburgh and she told me about it, but we really didn't think anything of it. Then in March of 2015, a friend of mine called me and said, Dewey, I want to send you a video, but I'm not going to send the video to you until you can watch it. As our brother, you know that I'm driving, so I can't watch it right now. Call me back. He called me the next day and he said, Dewey, are you ready? I said, bro, you know, I'm very busy. And to be honest, if it's any type of network marketing, I'm really not interested. And he never called me back. The lesson I learned from that is don't give up on somebody until they actually see the information. But anyways, about 2 weeks later, another friend of mine called me, old classmate, her name was Trisha Bennett. Trisha called me and she said, Dewey, have you ever heard of World Ventures? She did it wrong, by the way. Well, they say you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. I was like, no, what's that? She said, you travel a lot, you need this. I was like, okay. And she sent me vacationsooner.com. And I went and I watched it. And guys, when I saw that video, it just made sense to me. Like, I knew I was going to do it. I think I watched it 7, 8 times that first day. But she tried to close me, but you can't close a closer. So I closed her. I told, listen, I'm coming to Jamaica next week. I'll sign up when I come to the travel party next week in Jamaica. Right? And I did a lot of business in Jamaica at the time. So I used to go there every month, every other month. I was down there a lot. So I remember I was going to the travel party, and it was in Negril, Jamaica, which is the western side of Jamaica. right? And I stopped at a friend's house. I told her I was going to a World Ventures meeting. She should come with me. And she was like, no, she's busy. I should go by myself. I was like, all right, cool. I went. And I remember when I attended that event, there was a gentleman in front of the room. And he said that he was a fireman for 16 years. And 4 months after seeing this concept, he walked away from his job. Guys, you don't know me, but I'm a very confident person. So I'm looking at this dude, and I'm saying to myself, I even said to my cousin, like, yo, this guy, he don't seem that sharp to me. So if he did what he said he did, I'm going to kill this thing. I mean, I don't need to see no presentation. Sign me up. If him do what I'm saying, though, sign me up. And I joined. And, you know, I was in Jamaica for about 5 days. I was there on music business. So I didn't look at it at all for the rest of my trip. When I came back home to Pittsburgh, I said I need to start showing some people. See, I was a person that I didn't know that I was supposed to get help. So I really didn't expect any help. I figured I have a video, so I'm gonna just show people the video. And I remember calling my brother. My brother was the first person I showed. He was in Iraq at the time. And I sent him the video. And he called him back and I said, yo, $69 cruise. I said, yes, yo. I said, all right, I get paid on Friday. I'm in on Friday. I said, cool. I went to see Wager and I showed her the video. And she was like, all right, she had some money on the weekend. She's in on the weekend. And then I remember going to see my sister. Now, I don't know how I knew time and the placement. I don't remember learning that from the first company. But this is what I said to my sister. I said, yo, deal are coming, Wager are coming. If you lock in there on your team, what's up? And she signed up. So that's how I got my first 3. Then I went back to Jamaica. I invited some people to a travel party. And I got my next 3. So I made my money back right then and there. And then I remember coming back to Pittsburgh and showing the video. I'm getting a little bit of traction. But I wanted to do it like how I saw them do it in Jamaica. And they were doing PowerPoints. I didn't know that I had help or I was supposed to get help. So I actually created a PowerPoint for myself. I started showing the information that way. I remember the first presentation I did, it was so bad that if I could have left, I don't even know how to do it. It was terrible. The lady, she didn't sign up. But you know what? I did it again. And I did it again. And I did it again. And now I think I'm pretty good at the presentation. I remember they had a training coming up. And guys, I'm the person, no upline has ever called me and tell me to go to training. Nobody has ever promoted training to me. For me, I heard about the training. I figured if I want to get good at this, it kind of makes sense to get trained. So it seemed to me it was like common sense. I went to the training. Plus, if I'm telling people about Rovia, I need to get a flight. I need to get a hotel. I need to get a car. I got to make sure this thing works. And Kansas City gave me an opportunity to do that, right? So I remember I went to Kansas City not knowing what to expect. And I remember when I got there, I saw like 12,000 people from all over the world in Kansas City, Missouri for World Ventures. I was like, wow, this thing is big. And I remember 2 things happened at that event for me. And that, like, it changed the game for me. First thing, I was on break one time and I went to the bathroom. I was going to the bathroom. I heard somebody say, Fudgy Springer. And that was my music name. Please don't Google me. All right. Anyways, I was like, I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. Don't nobody know me in Kansas City, Missouri. I was sure of that. And I looked around and it was a friend of mine that he used to DJ as well. He's from Connecticut. I was like, bro, where are you, sir? He said his wife was getting recognized as a regional marketing director. So I got to see somebody who I knew personally win at a high level. The second thing that happened at the event for me, I met a gentleman in Jamaica and they told me that he was making over $100,000 a year. I did not believe it. He had a 3 Series BMW. So I thought, all right, I'm going to make look of money, but they're padding the numbers because they want people to sign up. I guess that's a Jamaican skeptic in me, right? But anyways, at this event, I saw the company give him a ring that signified that he made over $100,000 US in a 12-month period. Now, guys, I don't know if you know this, but $1 American dollar is like 140 something Jamaican dollars. It's a lot of money. After I saw that, could nobody tell me nothing. If him do that, it's over. I'm done. And you know what? I went to that event. I had 11 people on my team going into the event. A month and a half after leaving the event, I had almost 200 people on my team. And I credit that to that event. And they told me don't miss no events. And I have never missed an event since I've been involved in this idea. So it was going pretty good. Oh, I have to go back and tell you this too. Remember that girl that I stopped at her house and I told her that I was going to the travel party and she said I should go alone? About a month in, she told me that she was a representative. And the reason she did not say anything to me is because she knew that I wouldn't be interested. So from very early, I learned the lesson. They say don't play God. I was prejudged. They said don't play God. That girl, because she knew that I was interested, she missed out on thousands of people because I probably would have signed up with her. I knew her. So don't play God. If you're on the line runner, especially if you're new, show everybody. The ones who will do it will tell you. The ones who won't do it will tell you. A lot of times the people you sure gonna do it, they don't. And the ones you sure are not interested, those are the ones that actually do it. So show everybody and let them tell you. There's somebody in your contacts right now that's praying for this. Somebody that my voice can't get to, Hadiato's voice can't get to, Tari's voice can't get to. They're depending on your voice to get to that person. So make sure you don't prejudge anybody. You reach out to everybody, right? So it was going pretty good. Going pretty good. We're growing. We're coming to trainings. People making money. And I remember my sister had seen her up in 30 days. Now, guys, this was when there was no ignition. There was no $25. This was everybody paying $365. It was 60 people in 30 days. And it was great for the team because a lot of people expected me to do it. When she did it before me, so when somebody else on the team did it, it kind of motivated everybody. But things were going incredible. We were going fast. We thought it would be IMD by the end of the year. And then adversity happened. And I love to tell people that, listen, you have to make a decision that you're going to get this thing done because a test is going to come. Several tests will come. And every level every time you go to another level, a bigger test is comes. So you have to prepare for that. You have to make a decision that you're going to finish this thing or you get knocked out of the game. What happened with us was an article came out in the paper in Jamaica. It said World Ventures was a scam. One article we kind of maneuvered through it. 2, 3, I think it was 4 articles in the national paper saying the World Ventures was a scam, the FCC, all type of stuff. And compounded with that, the lady who brought World Ventures to Jamaica, she joined another network marketing company. And then she started talking stuff on World Ventures and targeting our people and telling them they need to come over here because World Ventures isn't going to work in Jamaica. And my brother linked up with her and they started targeting people on our team to go to that company. The long and short of it, everybody in Jamaica we lost, except 3 people. Opia Plummer, she's a director today, pushing for marketing director. Sandria Lou, she's 66 right now, pushing for director. And Arlene Samuels, she's a 3-star. But we lost hundreds of people because of the articles. But you know what? We pushed. We made a decision to do this, so it didn't matter who quit. As long as we don't quit, that's the most important thing as far as our business is concerned. So we kept pushing, and we still hit director in. It was 13 months we hit director. And I remember when we hit director, it was great for Jamaica because there was so much stigma with World Ventures in Jamaica. So me being a product of Jamaica, it was great for the team in Jamaica that somebody was still popping ranks. And we pushed through that. So I was at director for a while, right? And let me just say this as well before I'm gonna get back to that. Something I want to make clear. In the beginning, it happened pretty fast for me, right? And I've been doing this for 5.5 years now, and I witnessed a lot of people join my team who could come in with more credibility than I had when I came in, but they didn't get the type of results I got. And it used to always bother me, like, yo, so how come it work like that for me, but this guy's incredible, he can't get one person to join? It used to bother me, and I analyzed and I realized that when I got started, from day one, I was certain. I was never iffy. I was never trying this out. When I was talking to my sister, I didn't say, let's try this. We're doing this. I was telling her to sign up. So if you're a new person online, even if you've been in for a while, you have to sell yourself on what we're doing. You have to sell yourself that it's worth it. It's incredible. You are worth it and you can do it. Because if you don't, you're not going to win here because people follow strength. People join me because I sound like I know where the hell I'm going, because I do. People follow me because I'm certain. People follow Heidi because she's certain. So you have to be certain when you share the information. And I love sharing the story, which kind of highlights what I'm about to say. Because World Ventures, this opportunity that we're a part of, it checks all the boxes. It checks every single box. And like I said in the beginning, like, your goal for you is okay. There's some people on the line, the only thing you want is extra $500 a month, and that's fine. If that's what you want. And you know what? If that's what you want, you can get that here. There's some people on the line that you want to be wealthy. You want to impact the world. You want to change the world. I can introduce you to people who are doing. Hadiatu is doing that right now with his company. You can check that box right here. You might be somebody. It's not about the money for you. You want to enjoy your life. You want the experiences. You want to see the world. Dream trips are incredible. Maybe for you, it's not about the trips. It's not the money. Maybe you just have a heart to serve. You want to give back. But with our foundation, you can You can build schools in Central America. You can do water purification systems in Africa. You can do the Boys and Girls Club here in the US. Like in Jamaica, we fixed up one school in Jamaica. We're looking for number 2, but that's another story. But that box is checked as well. And for some people, for a lot of people, it's none of that. It's just the community. For a lot of people, you just want to be affiliated with a group of positive people who are excited about the future. People who build you up and not break you down. People who see you as you have the potential to be and not necessarily as you are today. I tell people all the time that the best thing that World Ventures have done for me personally is not money, it's not trips. It's the person who I've become because of this and the network of people I'm affiliated with now. So you have to recognize that whatever your goal is, you're in the right place and you can achieve that right here, right? There's a gentleman in Canada. I love sharing the story. I just love sharing the story. There's a gentleman in Canada. His name is Danny Simpson. Mr. Simpson, this is a true story, by the way. Mr. Simpson had a rough life. Perspective. He had a dead-end job. Been working a job for a while. Nothing really happening. His girl left him. He was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And he decided that, you know what, I'm going to do something different. And the great idea he came up with, he's like, okay, I'm a rob a bank. Now, I didn't say Mr. Simpson was the smartest guy in the world. But anyways, he went through with the plan, rob the bank, I check up his money, he have $6,000, right? And he got arrested though. So fast forward to his court date, the judge said to him, Mr. Simpson, what were you thinking? He said, Your Honor, I was living a rough life, Your Honor. I mean, I've been working at a place for 10 years. Every year I get 10-cent raises. I wasn't seeing no type of progress. My girl left me. I heard she messed with my boy. I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired, Your Honor. So that's why I tried something different. And the judge said, Mr. Simpson, do you know what you had in your hands? And he said, yes, Your Honor. I had $6,000 in my hands. And the judge said, no, that gun that you used to rob the bank, it was an antique. And it was valued at over $100,000. This is a true story. And I love this story, especially when talking about World Ventures, because the moral of the story is a lot of times we don't realize that everything that we need to achieve the lofty goals that we have for ourselves, we have it right in the palm of our hands. And a lot of times we don't recognize that. And because we don't recognize that, we might do something stupid like not take advantage of the opportunity in the lifetime of the opportunity, or we might even give up on ourselves. But see, World Ventures is that $100,000 gun. It's that gun that can help you achieve whatever. We just went down the list. Whatever you want to achieve, you can achieve it here. You're in the right place. So you have to recognize that. Recognize that. The earlier you recognize that, the faster you have success. So my advice is recognize it right now and get going. Right? So all right. So we're at director now. And we're stuck at director for a while. Actually, I think I fell back. It was like a up and down. You know how that goes already, right? And something that changed the game for me when I was bouncing between senior and director, was accountability. I went to a training event in Jamaica, and the speaker talked about accountability, and he said that winners establish accountability. Whiners don't see the importance of accountability. And he also told a story, a personal story about when he was writing a book. And he used to go to like prayer meetings every Tuesday. And this one gentleman used to ask, hey, dude, that book coming? I was like, your book coming great. Go again, hey, dude, that book coming? Book coming great. Hey, dude, there's book coming? Book's coming great. And he got fed up that one Tuesday when dude talked, he said, hey, listen to me. Don't ask me how the book's coming. Ask me what page I'm on. And what he did was he established accountability for himself, because if he told dude that he was on page 15 one week, next Tuesday he'd be embarrassed to say that he was still on page 15. So if it forced him to do what he said he would do. See, that message resonated with me, because guys, we all lie to ourselves. You lie to yourself all the time. And if you're on this call right now and you're saying that you don't lie to yourself, you're doing it again. You need to establish accountability. Is very important. And what I did, what I did out of that training was, I reached out to my upline RMD at the time, and I sent him a list of my weekly goals in terms of calls and people up on the show and all that type of stuff. And every Sunday I would send him my actual numbers. Now, guys, I'd be embarrassed to send a blank sheet on Sunday, so he forced me to do what I said I was going to do. And when he saw how serious I was, he added me in an accountability group. It was actually put together by, at the time, regional marketing director Hadiata Dumboya, yeah? And Keith Willis, who was an NMD at the time. And you know what? In that group, it's a bunch of NMDs, RMDs, MDs. I think I was one of 3 directors in the group. I was like the small fish in the big pond field. I was like, yo, all right, I'm red side. They gonna know about me. They gonna know me. But you know, I learned 2 important lessons in that group. Firstly, I used to think that when somebody reached RMD, NMD, IMD, I thought they just chill. I mean, you got a big team, residual coming in. You don't have to do nothing. You just kind of chill out and just live it life. That's what I thought. But when I was put in that group, I realized how hard they worked. I didn't think they worked hard. I thought there's probably people online that don't think they work hard. I thought they was just chilling, but they work hard. And another thing I learned from that group was I was not working. Keep in mind, I'm a director at this point. I've had a little bit of success, but I wasn't consistent. I wasn't showing people every day. I was not working. That group made me realize that I wasn't working. And it was a system where you had to do a certain amount of points every week or you get kicked out of the group. I wasn't trying to get kicked out of the group, so I made sure I did what was required to stay in that group. You know what? When the group ended, I was in the habit of posting points. So I ended up starting a group. I just put myself in a group and I just post my points so I could keep going. And I remember I told some people in Jamaica about it, and they said, "Lee, I want to be a part of that." And it just grew to a point where now, ever since that first group, I had to thank you so much, Keith Willis, wherever you are, big up yourself, my boss. That changed my life because I have been in a similar accountability group ever since that first one. I'd argue that I'm one of the most consistent people as far as sharing the information in the company because I've always been in an accountability group. It's funny, I was on a call for June, was last week, and I was telling that I checked out before Corona, but my checkout is different from most people's checkout. My checkout was still getting 25 points, but not really working like I know I should. And I credit that to accountability. And that group, the first time I ever triple cycled was because I was in that group. We senior up on my wife's center because I was in that group. And that thing changed the game for me as far as building a business. The second thing that changed the game, in addition to accountability, was Matthew 7 verse 7. And it simply says, "Ask, and shall be given unto you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be open." And I remember going on a training, one of the leaders, and they talked about this asking. And he said you have to be specific. He said you have to know, if you want a new car, you have to know the paint smell on the new car. And I said, oh, I think I missed that part, right? So what I started doing, I used to always ask for growth. I used to always ask for people, and I used to always get people. I used to get people who didn't do anything or people who dropped out. Then after I got that lesson, I started asking for leaders. I started asking for people who were coachable. I started asking for people with credibility with their contacts. I started asking for people who had a burning desire to win. I started asking for people who were competitive. And I swear to you, they just started showing up. They just started popping up everywhere. Like new people joining the team or somebody that hasn't been doing anything. All of a sudden, there's a leader right now. So see, you have to involve God in the process. That was a big thing for me. I tell people like me getting to marketing director. I wasn't working harder than I normally work. I've always worked hard. The only difference for me to get to marketing director was the accountability. And I had to humble myself because I actually asked my team for help. I'm the super red guy that used to say, yo, if everybody quit, I'm still going to me. That used to be my attitude. But on the marketing director journey, I had to humble myself and realize that I cannot, no matter how great I might think that I am, it's impossible to do this by yourself. This happens with a team. So I had to humble myself and ask my team to help me get the numbers that I needed to the marketing, and they came through. And it was God. It was God, guys. Like, man, I'm telling you, everything that happened. I'm not gonna go into all of the details of what happened, but a few occasions I was doubting whether it's gonna happen, and it's like God just said to me, "You had to doubt me. I'm gonna apologize and say sorry, Father." And something happened that made this work, and that's how we got the marketing director. So right now we are in lineage. We are over R&D lineage right now. I think about 1,400 or something. Almost halfway the IMD lineage. I'm excited. And before COVID though, I was right around 400, give or take. And some things happened last year. A lot of our quote unquote leaders, they decided that World Ventures wasn't for them anymore. And they decided that they're going to do something different. And they also decided that they're going to target all of us and they're going to talk a bunch of negative things about the company and tell us that the company wasn't going to be around and all type of things. And a lot of people left. A lot of people left. A lot of people I respected. A lot of people I looked at as family. They turned their back and they left. And that's okay. We give them grace because we always say just because you don't take our road, that does not mean that you're lost. And we definitely wish them a lot of success. But it impacted a lot of people. I know it impacted me. It made me slow down. It made a lot of people slow down. But you know what? We're never going to quit. We're never going to leave our adventures because, like I said, we made a decision from day one that we're going to finish this thing. So the beginning of COVID, or was right around 400. I wasn't really doing much. I was doing enough to stay in the accountability group, and I was also so I was doing enough to stay in the accountability group. But I was really playing FIFA. I was just chilling out. I wasn't really working like I should. And I remember I went to a Toastmasters meeting, and that same senior, Wager Taylor, she's a part of my Toastmasters club, and she did a talk, and the talk was, she was talking about who you are coming into the COVID season, and who you are coming out of the season. And she was pretty much saying that you have it's your choice who you are when you come out. Are you going to be the same person, or are you going to be a better person? And you know, it was like, I needed to be in that Toastmasters meeting. I feel like it was God talking to me like, yo, get back on the ball. And I remember talking to Josh Valentin, and I asked him, how do you get the R&D? What do I have to do to get R&D? And he told me that to get the marketing work, you need a good team. To get the R&D, you need a movement. I was like, okay, I need a movement. I need a movement. How do I get a movement? And I started pouring into myself John Maxwell stuff, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I listened to that over and over and over and over and over again. Developing a Leader Within You, I listened to that over, and I sleep and listen to that. Because I know that everything rises and falls in leadership. And if I'm going to create a movement, I have to become a better leader. So I was pouring that stuff into my mind. And I remember one morning, I was waking up, I was listening to Developing a Leader Within You. And I heard something. I don't know if I heard it before, but like this time it was like an epiphany. And John Maxwell said, you can love them and not lead them, but you can't lead them and not love them. You have to love them to lead them. And when I did some introspection, I looked at myself, I knew that I couldn't honestly say that I love my guys. Like I could be one or two people, but I couldn't say I love the team. That wasn't there. And I realized that if I'm going to love them, to lead them, I have to get to know them. Cause I really didn't know my guys either. If you wasn't putting in work, like I don't have no time to know you. That used to be my mentality, and it was totally wrong. So something that happened, we started these morning calls. We call them catch up in the morning. And basically the idea came from, well, Josh, first and foremost, he had something called the Breakfast Club. And basically he poured into his guys. They used to meet up at coffee shops every day. And he also started doing online on Tuesdays. I was like, okay, that could be like our version of the Breakfast Club. And that's how where not only I get a chance to pour into my guys, I also get a chance to get to know them. I also get a chance to build some people as well. And it's been incredible to this point, because right now, every morning, Monday to Friday, we have like about 30 to 50 people on Zoom, getting trained, just having fellowship, just learning together, grow together. Like some things we do, like for example, on Mondays, we like this morning, it's Monday day. This morning we did interview with IMD. So like I'm like a radio show host, and I'll speak at random people from the team. I say, listen, you'll see IMD. I heard you in January. You're maxing out the comp plan. I might ask them a question like, what would you say to your IMD? You know, what would you say to yourself in 2020? Or I might ask them, what does your IMD house look like? We do things like that. Sometimes I have them do the IMD speech. Sometimes I have them share their whys. Sometimes I have them do affirmations. And a lot of these people, they're new to things like this. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting them into personal development. I'm getting them to understand that they have to work on themselves. I'm getting to understand that you have to see the future first before you create it. I'm getting them to understand that you have to experience it in here before you attract it out there. So a lot of stuff is new to some of these guys. On Wednesdays, I have my directors train. So it's an opportunity for me, you know, to deal with people. So I know that when my directors hit marketing director and go to training school, they're going to do exceptionally well because they're training every single week. And even for me, I'm training every single day. So I know when I hit the circuit, it slides out because it's repetition. It's just repetition. It's not special. We're just doing a lot of repetition. So I got an opportunity to get to know my people, to build my people, and to pour into my people, right? We started a nightly presentation. I just started like, we need to have something. So I reached out to the guys who were working, and we said, let's start something. We call it catch-up nights. We start at 9 p.m. Actually, I just jumped off that call to jump on this one. And it started off, maybe we get 10 guests. But, you know, our calls are different. Like, our calls are fun. Like, we're playing reggae music, and sometimes we do like a co-host style, like when we're introducing the speakers, I introduce one, then the co-host. We just have a lot of fun with it. When I'm talking to the prospects, I make them laugh, I give them jokes, and it's like an experience. Like, we have, sometimes we have like 30, 40 reps on the call. They don't have any guests on, but they never miss the calls. And something that we do different from most people is we use the webinar, right? And we separate the reps from the guests. So we have the reps on the panelist side, and we have the guests on the attendee side. The reason being because I close every single guest on my call. I said on the call I did for OBT that I don't like the calls where you say, all right, get back to the person. No, I want to talk to every single guest on the call. And everybody on the call tells me one of two things. They either say, yes, they're ready to get started, or they're coming back tomorrow. It's incredible. And so my guys, they're confident that when they bring their people on these calls, they're going to hear them say yes, at the very least, or they're coming back tomorrow. So everybody's inviting a lot of people on the calls. I realize something else that I do is whenever I have a big story, because I get a lot of stories, and I feel like the stories are way more important than the actual presentation itself. So like, for example, say I had a Hadiatu coming on the call. I promote to my guys like, yo, guys, international marketing director Hadiatu Dumboy, she's going to share her story today. Invite. And I realize that when that happens, they invite more. We have more guests every time I tell them we have an IMD or somebody jump. So that's something that we do as well. But so I just want to tell you all this because this is incredible. So what I usually do, so with after the stories, right? I'll ask the guests. I say, all right, guests, since let's say there's 30 people on the line. I say, all right, guys, there you have it. You saw the information, heard from some of the top people in the company. Now I want to hear from each and every one of you. And here's what I want to know. I want to know what you like. Do you like the travel? Do you like the money? Or do you like both? Right? Now there's 30 y'all on the call, and I'm going to talk to everybody one at a time. But here's the thing. If you're ready to get started, there is a raise your hand button. Just hit the raise your hand button. We'll get you to the front of the line and get you out of here. And more often than not, you just start your hand going up, hand going up, hand going up. It's incredible. Hand going up, hand going up, hand going up, hand going up. And I just say, so what you like? Child money, but both. I see you got your hand up and you're ready to get started, right? Yes. And you just having yes, 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 yes. And then the people who did not put their hands up, by the time you get to them, you know, Socratic selling, and you hear yes, 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 it keeps going. So even the ones that did not put their hands up, they start saying yes, yes. It's incredible. God is amazing. Yeah. So so our cars are incredible, and we get a lot of people to sign up. And we started working, but we have a team growing in the UK, so we started the one for them around 4 p.m. Eastern. But the reason I'm saying is we grow fast, but we show on average, we probably show, today we show like maybe about 70 people from those two presentations. That's every day. Every day we show at least 60 to 80 people from just these two presentations. I'm not counting what my leaders are doing. I'm not counting one-on-ones and all that stuff. So the reason why we're growing so fast is because we're actually showing a whole gang of people. We're showing a bunch of people this thing. Another thing that we started doing as well, we started doing the culture nights. We start like on Sundays, we do like karaoke, and it's incredible. I feel like we created the movement. And I think that's very important. If you want to really go this thing, you have to create a movement. And I feel like we have created a movement where guys just enjoy. They enjoy being a part of the team. I have people on my team. I have members only. We're showing a bunch of people to get started. They don't worry about the business. They just want to get recognized. They just want to get recognized on the call. I got people that haven't signed up one person. I have people that haven't signed up one person, but they come on the morning calls and they're telling me that they love World Ventures. They'll never leave World Ventures. Just because we're adding value. We're adding value to them in other ways more than just make money. Because this is so much more than just making money. And that's what we have been doing. But the main thing I have to say is right now, I genuinely love my people. I genuinely love my people. I can share a lot of stories. I can tell you about Natisha Myrie, who's in the UK, who joined a while back, who dropped out a couple times, but she kept coming back and she kept believing in herself and she kept pushing, she kept working on herself. Now Natisha has over 200 people on her team. I can tell you about Elaine Millie from out of Canada. who had no idea what she was doing. I know she had a couple hundred people on her team as well in several countries. And I genuinely love Maggie. Even the ones who are not necessarily building the business. I can tell you about Denise Dawkins, who's in the UK. She's a mom of 3. She's a yellow person. I have a beautiful heart. She's not aggressive to building a business, but she has grown so much because of the personal development and because of us pouring into her and recommending the books and getting her on the calls and getting her to go to the training. I genuinely love all my people. And if you wanna take this thing to a high level, if you wanna go far with this, you have to learn to really love and appreciate people, because this is about people. This is a people business. One thing I can say about Hadiato, she loves people. I could, like, everybody knows she loves people, and that's probably one of the main reasons why she's having all the success that she's having. And it's the same thing with us. We're just loving a lot of people. We're showing a lot of people. We're creating a movement, and we're changing the world together. I am super excited as being a part of this, coming to get an opportunity to impact people's lives in a positive way, and that's what we're doing, guys. That's what we're doing. You have to recognize what we're doing. And I know sometimes there's people that you share the idea with someone, right? And you kind of hold it on yourself about them having success or them not having success. And I think this is important. You show people you're worried about them having success because you feel like it's your responsibility for them to have success. But you have to understand that it's your responsibility to get somebody on board. Their success now becomes their responsibility. You help, you guide, you coach. Yes, you do all of that, but at the end of the day, you cannot make anybody successful. They have to become successful. And this is a good analogy when you're looking at that type of stuff. I'm a football fan. I'm a Chelsea fan. So I'm gonna talk about Chelsea. So Chelsea is a y'all call it soccer. The world calls it football. Chelsea is one of the top football teams in the world, in England, right? From London. They're in the British Premier League. And the coach of Chelsea, the manager's name is Frank Lampard. Now imagine if you knew Frank Lampard. He's your good friend, you know him for a long time. And another friend of yours, they aspire to be a professional soccer player. And you call us Frankie, you know, I got my friend Martel. You know, Martel, he plays football. He's pretty good, Frank. You think you'll set up a tryout for him? And Frank said, yeah, send me his information. We'll send a jet, get him over to the UK and see what he got. Right? Now Martel goes to get the tryout with Chelsea FC. Martel gets an opportunity to fulfill his dream of being a professional football player. Now if Martel goes and Martel does not make the team, can he be mad at you? He can't. Because you gave him the opportunity. And it's the same thing here. When you share this with somebody, you give them the opportunity to change their lives. Now, whether or not they change their lives, that's really on them. Whether or not they take advantage of the opportunity is really on them. You're talking to somebody right now that my upline, the only thing she did for me, God bless her heart, was sign me up. It worked out all right. We have trainings. There's a system you can plug into. So just don't own that. Because I remember I've been in spaces where I was scared to sign people up because I signed so much people up that didn't have success. I'm starting to question myself like, yo, do I have the skills to help somebody have success? All these people are failing. But it's not on you. It wasn't on me. It wasn't on. I gave them the opportunity. So you have to look at it like that. And also something else I want to touch on. I'm kind of close with this. You have to understand why we're sharing this with people. You have to understand why we're reaching out to people and sharing this information. And I want everybody to picture a few. I want everybody to think about somebody that you know, that you care about, that you have not shared this with yet. Think about that person, right? And I remember I went to a training one time, and the trainer talked about the come from. She said she was in drama, and she said that when she was in drama, if they gave her let's say gave her a role, say you're a nurse, they kind of gave her the come from. But when they gave her the script, they gave her the come from, like you're in a nurse, you're helping war veterans, or you're a movie star, or whatever. But she had to come from. But she said in World Ventures, a lot of times we get scripts, we get all these things to say, but we don't get the come from. So guys, this is the come from. No, let's say your friend's name is Joanne Johnson, right? Now picture, if you will, you're at Cowboy Stadium in Dallas, Texas. There's 100,000 people in the stands. Engine nice. music a beat. New Charlie back up like a play, some new reggae music I play, and some Monica going crazy, like you like a top reggae DJ right now. The edge is fun, everybody high five, you know the trains get. And then the promoter said, World Ventures, give it up for the newest regional marketing director from out of your neck of the woods, Miss Janice Simpson. And boom, Janice boom, and she skank can go up on the stage, her favorite song playing, and she thanked Father God for this incredible opportunity. Then she boom and she thanked Wayne Nugent for coming up with this idea. And then from stage, she says, where's my sponsor at? And you know that you're her sponsor, but you didn't really do it for the hype. So you're not put up here, it's kind of all the vibes, right? But the whole stadium knows that you're her sponsor. And from stage, she says, oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling me. Thank you for not prejudging me. I was praying for something. I didn't know I was praying for this. I didn't even know I was praying for this, but I was praying for this. That phone call changed my life. And not only did it change my life, you impact the life of my grandchildren. Thank you so much. Imagine how that would feel if somebody who you personally sponsored had that experience. You shared that experience. And the reality of the situation, guys, is every time we reach out to somebody, that story is possible. I witnessed it. I saw it in Birmingham, Alabama last year. I saw somebody hit IMD and the sponsor was right there on the car. I can just imagine how that felt. Every time you share this with somebody, that story is possible. So if you realize that when you're reaching out to people, it's not about getting your four. It's not about hitting the lifestyle goals. It's not about ranking up. It's about what kind of impact you can have on that person's lives, on a lot of people's lives. When you realize that, it makes it easier to reach out. If before you make a phone call, you visualize, you see that person on stage thanking you for changing their lives, the call is not that difficult anymore. So I just want you guys to just recognize what we are, what we have, recognize what we're doing, because man, we're changing the world. We're changing the world together. And you know, personally, I am so excited about the future. I'm so excited about like doing this with y'all. I'm excited about everything that's happening in Jamaica. Like, let me just put this out there. Yeah, I go see some things from Jamaica. You thought Birmingham, Alabama was hype? Let's wait. So we got some monsters in Jamaica. We got some hungry people in Jamaica, and they're hungry for success. They're hungry for significance, not just IMD. They're hungry to dominate this thing and to change the company and change the world. Look out for it. They're gonna call your friends. So I advise you, like all the people on your list, call them. Because if you don't call them, we gonna call them. We're gonna find one Jamaican in your area, and we're gonna clean it up. If you don't do it, and you know what? There's enough for all of us, so I advise you to do it, because we're coming. Make sure you go in too. And that's all I got, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Wow, Duey. Like, I had questions for you, but you answered them all. Like, you just dropped some amazing nuggets that me personally I can use. Like, that was just an amazing call. I'm excited that I got to host this call, introduce you, get to meet you, hear your story. Like I said, all my questions are gone. You hit them all. I was just checking them off my list. Like, this is amazing. I do have one question. How do you personally get through mental challenges that should stop you? You know, you have personal things going in your life. How do you keep going in World V? What do you do yourself to keep going, to push past your mental issues that you have?
Well, the first thing is I don't claim any mental issue.
Okay.
One of my favorite books is from Dr. Shad Helmstetter. As to what to say when you talk to yourself, right? And see, in that book, it breaks down results. How do you get results? You get results based on your actions. How do you get your actions? You get your actions based on your feelings, your motivation, and what decides your feelings. Your feelings are decided by your attitude. What decides your attitude? Your attitude is decided by your beliefs. what decides your beliefs, your thoughts, what decide your thoughts, the things that you say. And a lot of us don't realize that 7% of the conversations you have are between you and you, whether you believe it or not, whether you agree with me or not. 7% of the times when you talk to someone, you're talking to yourself. And the unfortunate thing is, for the most part, you will disrespect yourself. You talk negative things about yourself. You speak things over your life that you shouldn't be speaking over your life. See, the most impactful words that enter your subconscious mind are the words that you say to you. Some of the things that you say about you, if I said it about you, you want to fight me. If anybody else said about you, you'd be upset. But yet you accept it from you. So what you have to do, what I have done, I pay attention to the things I say. And I only speak the things over my life that I want over my life. I don't care if everybody think I'm going through a problem. I'm not claiming no problems. Affirmations are big for me, like just speaking life over my life. It's in the Bible. Proverbs 6 verse 5, thou art snared by the words of thy mouth. In Proverbs, it says, there's life or death in the power of the tongue. You have to be the person that speaks life over your life. And it doesn't even matter if you believe. I'm gonna tell you an example how I've used this many areas. Closing, for me, closing. I used to be terrified of closing. Like, I was a director, and when the video done, I have to ask people vagina, you know that funny feeling that you have in your stomach, you know what I'm talking about? I had that, I didn't like it. It was uncomfortable. I did not like clothes. I dreaded closing, right? And I remember listening to an audio from Matt Morris. I listened to a lot of audios, and he said that he experienced the same thing. And he just started telling himself, I love to close, I love to close, I love to close. I'm the best closer in the world. I was like, all right, cool. What I got to lose? I know I hate the close, but that ain't serving me. So I started telling myself I love to close. When I look to the left right now, it says I'm the best closer in the world. I love to close. I just kept telling myself that. I kept saying that I love to close. Was it a lie? Yeah, I hated closing, but that wasn't serving me. I just started telling myself I love to close. I love to close. I swear to you guys, right now, I genuinely love to close. My favorite part of the presentation. I wish I had a 1-minute video, so we could just play it real quick and then we get to the fun part. I love to close. And the second thing is, I genuinely feel like I'm the best closer in the world. There's not one person in this company who I'd pick over me in a closing situation. Not one. I don't care if you triple IMD. I don't care if I don't care what millions you made. If it's closing, I have to choose between me and you. I'm going with me. And it's not to be arrogant. It's because that's what I told myself, and I genuinely believe it now. So I believe that when you speak, you can speak what you want into your life, and you should speak what you want in your life. One of my favorite books is Secrets of a Billionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. And I read it a number of times. But one thing that's always stuck with me, and I always share this because I feel like it was so impactful for me that I think if people grasp it, it can be impactful for them as well. He says that no thought lives in your head rent-free. Every thought comes at a cost or an investment. Every thought either brings you close to happiness or pulls you away from happiness. Every thought either empowers you or disempowers you. So choose your thoughts and your beliefs wisely, like your life depends on it, because it does. And for me, I got that. That made sense to me. So I pay attention to the things that I think. I pay attention to the things that I say. And I'm a human being, so obviously I slip up at times, but I catch it. I'm aware of it. When I realize I slip up, I do something to fix it. So personally, I would never claim that I have any type of problem. I don't claim problems. What John Maxwell said, John Maxwell said, I think it was funny. John Maxwell says, your problem is really not a problem. But because you're treating like a problem, even though it wasn't a problem, now you're treating something that wasn't a problem like a problem, so now you're a problem, not because it's a problem, but because you thought it was a problem, so you treat it like a problem, and now you have a problem. So I love what he said. I probably don't say it as good as he does, but I love when he says that. But my point is, like, I don't claim problems. I don't claim anything. I don't claim anything that's not going to carry me in the direction where I want to go. I attempt not to make my feelings control me. Like they said, the mind is a great servant, but it's a terrible master. So one of the things I believe is important, a goal that everybody should have, especially if you want to win at a high level, is self-mastery. You controlling your emotion, not your emotions controlling you. You being the thermostat, not the thermometer. You decide the temperature, you don't respond to the temperature. That'd be mindset of that.
Thank you very much. I got so many nuggets, so many jewels. My notebook is actually full. I had to keep turning my camera off to write my notes. Thank you so much, Mr. Duey. I got so much from you. I'm pretty sure this team did. We needed this in this time, in this moment, more than you know. We thank you for being on this call. You guys, you know, training is very important. You heard it here from Mr. Duey. He's moving fast, you guys. So I just want to thank you guys for getting on this call and tell you guys to show one more. Show one more tonight. It's never too late. Show two more. You know, we still got time in the day. Show, and share. We have a blessing. We have to spread the blessing. You have to know, like Mr. Dewey said, what you have your hands on. We got our hands on gold. We have to share the gold, you guys. So show one more. Plug into these trainings. Trainings is important. I got that when I first started. You guys just heard what training did for Mr. Dewey. So trainings are important. Saturday trainings, big trainings. Any training you can get into, plug into those trainings. We have calls, stay around the fire. Those morning calls that Dewey spoke about, we have a Saturday morning call the team here in Cleveland puts together. Plug into those calls, you guys. Use what you have. Training, learning, knowledge is the key. Keep learning. We got all of this from Mr. Dewey. This has been an amazing call. I'm just so thankful for Hadiatu for allowing me to host it. Last minute, but I am happy that I can do this, and I was here to meet Mr. Dewey. Show one more before the night's over. I'm going to go ahead and end this call. It's been amazing. It's recorded, so it will be available, but plug into those calls, book club, stay around the fire, and your business will grow. Your mindset, where your mind sits is where your mindset is where your mindset. I got that from Miss Pam Pacheco. So thank you guys for being a part of this team call. Show one more before the night's over. And I love you all and have a great night.
Great job, Tari.
Thank you.
Great job, Dewey. Thank you so much.